my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use La Roche-Posay Hyalo B5 and their Pure Vitamin C 10 Serum. Now you have on one hand a great hyaluronic acid and panthenol serum, which helps to add long-lasting hydration, soothes the skin, calms the skin, gives you a temporary plumbing effect, and helps with skin barrier repair. Then on the other hand, you have great antioxidant as it contains 10% of ascorbic acid, which is a pure form of vitamin C, which then helps to fight free radicals to protect the skin from the environment. Additionally, it helps to boost collagen production, which then helps to reduce fine lines and wrinkles. And lastly, speeds up the fading process of hyperpigmentation, like dark spots after breakouts or if you have sun damaged skin. And you can use both products on all skin types in the same routine, daily in the morning and or evening, depending on your overall preference. Now remember, when following this example routine at home, that after your cleansing step, you're going to pat the skin dry to avoid any layering issues or even a tight or dry feeling before applying your hyaluronic acid serum to the skin. Then let it absorb and then follow on with your vitamin C serum. And then lastly, if you have sun exposure during the day, don't forget your sunscreen to not only protect your skin from premature aging or sunburn or in the worst case scenario skin cancer, but to also protect your vitamin C serum. As for the evening skincare routine, the setup can look pretty much the same. Just remember, in the evening there's no sunscreen needed, and then you may want to replace it with a moisturizer that's suitable for your skin type. Now, it may not be necessarily needed, that's why you can see that it's an optional step, because the hyaluronic acid serum and vitamin C serum contain already some hydrating and soothing benefits that when using them on their own, it should be hydrating enough. But of course, if you should have like a really dry skin type, then adding a moisturizer afterwards may be a good idea. Now below the example routines, you can see the overall general guide of how you can use the individual products. And if you want to go over the setup in your own time because you're trying to recreate the routine at home, I have prepared for you everything in a PowerPoint, which also includes the product description box part, which you'll find after the example routines. This is where I list all the products that I have emphasized, for whom they are suitable and what they specifically do for you. And then additionally, some great general skincare tips, as well as a sunscreen application and removal guide. So you'll find all that information in the PowerPoint, which you can download in the description box down below. But now I want to head into the application. Now we're going to get started with the first step, which is properly washing your face to ensure proper layering, absorption and avoiding skin sensitivities. And this already starts off by choosing the right cleanser for your skin type and needs. For example, use La Roche-Posay Everclear Purifying Foaming Gel Cleanser if you have an oilier skin type, or the Tolerant Dermo Cleanser or Hydrating Cleanser for drier skin types. Then when using water, use lukewarm water to warm water, which is around body's temperature, which does not only feels more comfortable on the skin, but it also makes sure that the cleanser can work more effectively. But remember to avoid hot water, otherwise it may dry out your skin. When washing your face above the sink, I highly recommend using a soft, clean washcloth, which you're going to wet, then squeeze it out, and then use the damp washcloth to remove any last traces of your cleanser, sunscreen and or makeup, which you may have not properly gotten off the skin by just using your hands alone. And then lastly, pat the skin dry. And those are now all the steps that I want to demonstrate. And I'm going to use La Roche-Posay Everclear Purifying Foaming Gel Cleanser, which also needs to be applied to wet skin. So let's go ahead and do this. Then dispense about a coin-size amount of cleanser onto the palm of your hand or fingertips. About that much. And when using your water-based regular cleanser, rub it between your hands and then gently massage it all over your face and neck for about 30 seconds. Then rinse it off. Now take your damp clean washcloth to remove any last traces that you may have missed. Now I recommend rinsing again. And now go ahead and take your clean towel and gently pat all over to remove the excess water drops from the skin surface to ensure proper layering and absorption, to avoid a dry and tight feeling, and making sure that you're going to avoid sensitivities. Once you're done with your cleansing step, you now can move on to the next step, which is the application of your hyaluronic acid serum. Now remember to use between 3 to 5 drops for your face and neck, so about 3 drops for your face and then a couple of drops more for your neck, so that you have enough product to evenly blend it all over. And when doing the application, make sure to not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth, and make sure that you're going to avoid your eyelids as well, as it otherwise may cause sensitivities. You can dispense the drops in the palm of your hand, fingertips, or immediately to your face, depending on your preference, and then gently blend it all over. Once you have applied it all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And now give it about 30 seconds to a minute to absorb into the skin before moving on to the next step. Now the next step is going to be the application of your vitamin C serum. Again, use between 3 to 5 drops for your face and neck. There's one little tip that I want to emphasize, and this is, let's assume you have used 5 drops of your hyaluronic acid as well as 5 drops of your vitamin C serum, and it feels like it's going to be a bit too much that you have applied to the skin. Then reduce the amount of the drops of both serums so that it layers properly and gives you a comfortable feeling. And again, make sure to not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth, and please do not use it on top of your eyelids. Once you have applied it all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now remember to store your vitamin C serum in the fridge to keep it stable for much longer. Now if you do not have any sun exposure during the day, or if it's going to be your evening skincare routine, you can stop right here. Or if you still should feel the need, follow with a moisturizer that's suitable for your skin type afterwards. And then there you have it. However, I'm going to go with my example morning skincare routine. So the next step is going to be the application of the sunscreen. Now make sure to give your skin about 1 to 2 minutes until the serums are fully absorbed into the skin before moving on to your sunscreen application. And apply your sunscreen 10 to 15 minutes before sun exposure. Now as a general guide, I usually recommend using between half a teaspoon for your face, neck and ears and about 1 teaspoon if you're going to have more décolletage exposure. You can adjust the amount based on not only the sunscreen that you have picked, for example a cream or gel type sunscreen. In that case you may want to use a bit less, or if you're just going to apply your sunscreen on your face because the rest is covered, well then of course go ahead and reduce the amount, otherwise you're going to end up with too much product. Now I have half a teaspoon right here to give you a visual guide. I've also picked La Roche-Posay Antelius UV Immune 400 fluid. If you have a different one, of course go ahead and replace it. With this one, remember to give it a good shake before you're going to dispense the product in the palm of your hand, or if you want to go with half a teaspoon as well, then do this beforehand. So I have half a teaspoon right here, which I'm going to now dispense in the palm of my hand. So about that much when it comes to a fluid sunscreen. which with such a sunscreen works extremely well to cover the areas that I'm about to share with you. Just remember to not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth. And you can use your sunscreen around the eyes, including on top of your eyelids, if it does not cause any sensitivities. If it does cause sensitivities, remember to leave out the eye area and wear sunglasses instead, or replace your sunscreen with something that you can use around the eyes. Once you have applied it all over, well, then this can be the last step in your morning skincare routine. However, remember that if you're a person that likes to wear makeup, give your sunscreen 10 to 15 minutes to set before moving on to your makeup application, and then there you have it. Now, when it comes to the reapplication of your sunscreen, it primarily depends on your day-to-day activities, and based on that you need to adjust it. Let's say you only have a little bit of sun exposure throughout the entire day just by leaving your house when going to work, school, grocery shopping, you get it, just like short intervals. In that case, once you have applied your sunscreen properly in the morning, it should give you enough protection for the entire day that there is no reapplication needed. However, if you have prolonged sun exposure, meaning if you have sun exposure where you cannot seek any shade and you are being in the sun for several hours, then the general guide of reapplying your sunscreen every 2 hours is really important to maintain the overall protection, to avoid any sunburn or overall skin damage by the UV rays. Also, remember to reapply your sunscreen after swimming or sweating, where the sunscreen can come off or rub off after those activities. Now, I want to emphasize that if you do not really have a lot of sun exposure, please do not overdo it with the reapplication of your sunscreen. That's something that I often see in my comments, where it can really just lead to not only an uncomfortable feeling, but may even cause sensitivity, and you're running through an entire sunscreen bottle for your face in just a week. Therefore, please be mindful when doing your reapplication and adjust it accordingly. And remember that you'll find the entire example skincare routine, which is in a PowerPoint, in the description box down below, which you can even save to your device. And now don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you want to learn more about skincare, you'll find more educational skincare content on my channel, so head on there and I will see you there. Happy skincaring!